William Blair, Chief, Toronto City Police, et al. If you think or assume you're representing me, you're fired, okay? That's exactly what they're doing if you think about it. So so back to this, if I can get a copy of their oath, I'll send them a copy of their oath. If I can't, I give them an oath. That's not a problem. And matter of fact, it's a lot easier just to give them an oath. The oath of office supersedes everything else. The oath of office is your trump card, okay? That's the one that you got them right where it hurts. And they know it.
In candidate's allegiance.
Whatever, it's still an oath. Still an oath, and it's still it's implied that they're supposed to protect your rights. Equality under the law is paramount. Okay, this is paragraph 2. This is essentially saying that if you're going to have to send me to a mental institution, you have to go there too. This is the way you defeat that. They sent my brother to a mental hospital because they said he was nuts, and then my brother stayed there for 30 days, and he came out of there and they put a 4-page report, and they said that basically there's nothing wrong with him. He just thinks a little bit different than the rest of us do. And so then the Crown prosecutor wanted a plea bargain, right? So then my brother said, you went and stuck me in that mental hospital for 30 days, and now you want a plea bargain it? He says, I want this case dismissed, and he turned around and walked right out, and the case disappeared. Anyways, this defeats a strategy they have. That's one of the things they try and do. Competence, incompetence, and representation, okay? Paragraph 3 through 6. That's one of the things they do, okay, is you have to assert yourself, okay? If they're making legal representations for you, then they're treating you like you're incompetent, okay? Remember, when you hire a lawyer, right, they tell you got to have a lawyer, right? Well, they're treating you like you're an imbecile, right? And so you got to tell them, I am competent, and you're not competent. You got to say the words. That's all. Just say the words. You're not competent, and I am. And you don't have any right to make a legal determination for me. And if you think you're representing me, you're fired. And you just got to go through and say the words. And when you make application for anything, you're giving them a power of attorney, and they're making legal determinations for you, and you're giving them the right to be competent. Paragraph 7, copyright. This, to me, is one of the most powerful things, because then I can send them an invoice and do commercial liens and just stir up all sorts of trouble. It's up to you whether you want to do it, and it's common law, okay? You don't need their permission. You know, I've heard of people saying, well, the copyright statute doesn't allow that. Well, I don't care what the copyright statute says. It's common law, and I've talked about it in court, and everybody falls silent, doesn't want to talk about that. It's a major deterrent, since they're in business to make a profit. It's up to you whether you do it. Paragraph 8, make them communicate under penalty of perjury. That hurts them big time. Because if they can't communicate without making it under penalty of perjury, well, they're all liars. So they can't lie anymore, well, then they're screwed, aren't they? Matter of fact, who was it? Somebody was telling me recently that a lawyer actually admitted, I think it was Roger in PC, told me that a lawyer actually admitted to him that any court case is about the lawyers and who can lie the best. So why am I not surprised? Anyways, okay, so it makes it very difficult to them since they can't lie anymore. Copyright. This is providing notice that your straw man's name is copyrighted, and if they use it, it's essentially an offer of contract. Now, so then, all you have to do, if you think about it, you give them notice, okay? You're hereby notice that this name's copyrighted. And then they use it, well, that's an offer of contract. And so, sure, no problem, I accept your offer of contract, here's your invoice for $10 million. Please pay it right away. Lets them know that you're going to hold them and everybody in their chain of command personally responsible. Zip codes, postal codes are all martial law. Do you live in a martial law jurisdiction? And you basically put them on notice that I don't live in your martial law jurisdiction and you can't send mail to me in this martial law jurisdiction. And then when they do, I just put on it, no such person at this address. I make a photocopy of it first and then file a criminal complaint against them and send them back to them. Huh?
That squiggly thing after the USC, what does that signify?
That means section.
Section.
That's just a symbol for section.
Okay.
Paragraph 13 to 15 makes it very clear up front that you're not interested in being a surety or accommodation party. Now, if you guys want to send me an email, I'll send you Word versions of these documents, or I'll send you PDF ones that I've done, whichever way you want it. You know, and then you can manipulate them. If they ever get you into one of their so-called contracts, this is another piece of proof of their perjury of oath. I tell them I don't have a driver's license. There's no requirement for me to have a driver's license, and I put in some stuff about in the Interpretation Act and the Traffic Safety Act that says that I'm not that only a person and a corporation have to have a driver's license anyways.
So
You know,
here in Alberta, it's the operator's license.
well, actually, the Traffic Safety Act talks about driver's license.
But what you hold in your possession is an operator's license.
Oh, well, whatever.
They're ambiguous.
Yeah, whatever. They always ask for a driver's license. They always ask for a driver's license. So then you can say, well, I don't have a driver's license, even if you're the straw man, because there's not a driver's license, isn't it?
That's right.
Okay. Driver's license is color of law. There's no authority to require one, and you do not have, even though your straw man might have one. Make up your own picture ID. Land titles is a miscellaneous category that should be used for this. Land titles needs to be trained. They won't let you file them there, but I've heard the PPSA will let you. So whatever. I mean, as long as it's a government document, as long as it's got the government stamps and stuff like that on it, then it's recorded into the public. And you can also record them in the U.S. Person's a fictitious entity, and that's that paragraph talks about that I'm not a person, and it's got court citations that talk about it. And paragraph 19 of motor vehicles commercial, that's in the States.
And
Private vehicle,
And Alberta.
well, it is.
In
Well,
their statutes, I thought.
is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, a private vehicle, huh?
You don't need a driver's license to drive a commercial vehicle then? That's what I was,
Yes, you
Sorry?
do.
if you're driving a commercial vehicle, you need a driver's license.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You're in commerce.
But
So if you're working for somebody, you gotta have, produce that driver's.
if you're working for someone in California, what they do is the tractor trailer driver will buy his load at point A,
Yeah, I've heard this.
and then he travels on the public highway with his private property, point B, and then he sells his load at point B, and then he doesn't need registration, as long as you buy it. But if you're doing it for hire, then it's commerce, okay? Okay, I've seen vehicles in Arizona, their registration's been expired for many years with a private vehicle on them. If you put, the reason I put, and that's what this is here, private vehicle sticker,
Yeah.
I got one on my truck out there.
Is it okay to use the word vehicle though?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah?
What I'm essentially saying is it's not a motor vehicle.
You could
It's
put
private.
private auto, right?
Huh?
Private auto or private
Private conveyance.
automobile.
Private conveyance, whatever you want. I serve them with these documents saying private vehicle. So you could actually take advantage of the documents that I've already served on them by putting private vehicle on your vehicle. But, I mean, you can put whatever you want, but you gotta serve them with notice. See what I'm saying?
Right.
I've already served them with notice talking about private vehicle. And so you could use my documents and my proof of service saying that, and use it as your proof that they were served with it when they perjure their oath of office with you. You see what I'm saying? So it's up to you, though, how you want to handle it.
All manufacturers produce their cars with the word vehicle on there. It only becomes a motor vehicle when it's registered.
It's a passenger vehicle out of the
Before
gates.
it's registered, that's right.
Yeah, out of the factory, it's a passenger vehicle. When you register it, it's a motor vehicle.
Yeah, no doubt, which is in commerce.
Yeah.
Either way, it's commerce.
Okay, a friend of mine in the States told me a cop came up to him and said, "Why is my computer telling me to leave you alone?" When I was in New York, I was doing 85 and a 55. And I came around this corner and I was going the speed of the rest of the traffic actually. But I was the guy out front. And I come around this corner and there was a highway patrol there. And I had already sent him one of my notices. And his cherries come on. I took my foot off the brake, but I never hit I took my foot off the gas, I should say. I never hit the brake, and my vehicle slowed down. The cop never came after me. I slowed down to 55 and then kept on going. The cop never came after me. You see him stopping other people. I have a feeling they got me in one of their databases there, leave this guy alone, but I don't know. Another time I was in New York and I was doing about 80 in a 65. And it was about 4 o'clock in the morning and there was like about 5 cars on the freeway. And I was going into work. And I had my cruise set. I didn't even have my foot, I had my cruise set. And I was just cruising along listening to music, you know. And I was passing this guy. And he was going, he must have been doing about 77, because I was just kind of inching past him. And this other car comes up, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, it's still dark out, right? This other car comes ripping up behind me and gets right up, I got a pickup truck, right? So his headlights disappeared behind my tailgate, right? So that's how close he was to me, right? And I just left my truck and cruise, and I just inched past this guy beside me, and I moved over into the slow lane, and this guy passed me, and it was a cop. He had to know how fast I was going because I was holding him up.
Yeah, they can do it.
Yeah, but so the point is, I think that, you know, I don't know,
He was late for donuts.
maybe he was.
Were his eyes glazed?
This paragraph 22, you're not authorized to serve commercial process on me. Everything they do is commercial. And so it defeats them, again, okay? They don't have authority. If you don't put it in there, they can presume they do. Oh yeah, we thought we could enter into a commercial transaction with you. We thought you wanted to enter into a commercial transaction. You know, you didn't tell us we couldn't, right? Think about it. Demand that they protect you. Canada is foreign to Alberta. Think about it. Canada is foreign to Alberta. Province of Alberta is a municipal corporation. It's a sub-corporation of a municipal corporation called Canada. If you look on any ticket, and I can show you one, in my criminal complaints, it says Province of Alberta, and then below that, Canada in all block capital letters. It's all Canada. I don't care who the city police is. He's working for Canada. He has no authority on the land of Alberta. Their legislation is color of law. They have no authority whatsoever. Canada is a municipal corporation domiciled in the District of Columbia. Canada and all its officers are subject to United States Code. The FBI has offices in Ottawa, Toronto, and Vancouver. I don't know if you knew that.
So did the DEA.
Yeah, no doubt. I've heard that there's out in BC, there's some people that are complaining about
So
that.
did the what?
The DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency of the United States.
Canada is part of the United States. Paragraph 29, the use of codes, rules, and regulations. If you use their codes, rules, and regulations, they can presume you're an entity that's subject to said codes, rules, and regulations. So I have a little, I've collected a lot of this stuff over the years. This is pretty good. I'm kind of proud of this one. Says here, William Blair, Chief, Toronto City Police, et al., are further noticed that the use of any codes, rules, statutes, codes, rules, regulations, or court citations within any document created by me at any time is only noticed that which is applicable to you, and it is not intended, nor shall it be construed to mean that I have conferred to, submitted to, or entered into any jurisdiction alluded to thereby.
Right.